All right, what's up, everybody? Long time no see, feels like, and it's really only been what, a weekend? But well, 3 day weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? So last Thursday, let me pull up the date, March the 24th. I'm sorry, 23rd. Last Thursday, March 23rd, I passed my 50K challenge. Um, Today, March 27th, I started my 100K verification. What? Wait a minute. Did you do two challenges? How you do a 50K challenge and a 100K verification? Well, I don't know if y'all know, but FTMO during the 25 days of Christmas in 2022, did a 25 days of Christmas, like every day you could potentially win something. So I didn't participate all days, but one day, I don't even remember what day it was, but I participated, which was basically opening the gift and seeing if you won or not. All right, sometimes they did ask questions like see if you knew the company or whatnot. I didn't answer them because I didn't know. Right, just be real with you. But I participated one day and I won. What did I win? Well, I got an automatic account double. So whatever challenge I purchased and passed, my verification would be double the amount that I purchased. And then if I pass my verification, my funded account will be that doubled amount. So I chose the 50K challenge because that's what I've been practicing on. I've been practicing on 50K free trials and all that good stuff. And so because I passed my challenge, my verification is now 100K and it's all for the same price as the 50K. Dope, right? So, yes, I am trading a 100K verification account right now. All right. So, like I said, today was day one of that. So, we're going to call this video a review of the stats for my challenge, 50K challenge. Um, and we look over the stats, and then we are going to review over the trade that I took today for the 100K verification. All right, so let's get into it. Okay, so we're here with my FX book. And what I did was I just dragged the EA onto the MT5, just to get the stats. And I did it on the last day. Like, you don't have to have your EA on from day one to get all this stats here. All right, so um, let's just kind of get into it. So I made a total of 10.05%. So definitely hit that profit goal. My drawdown was only 1.02%, and that was on this day right here. Okay, I lost what $544 or something like that. Um, my highest equity was $55,023.26. That's that 10.05%. Okay, and my profit was $5,023.26. Okay, so we can kind of see here is the growth of the account. So we know we started off with that negative quarter of percent loss. And then we went up to a little over a quarter percent gain, then dropped back down to a negative 0.15%, right? I count that as break even. Anything less than a quarter percent is basically break even to me. Then we jump back up to a little over a quarter percent growth, up again 1.11%, up again 3.12%, up again 5.6%, then 6.06%, 6.29%, drop back down from 6.29 to 5.2%, which was, if you look at the difference of those two, negative, like I said, 1.03% on that day. Then from 5.2% up to 7.3%, to 9.56%, and then to 10.05%. And then, so if we want to look at the equity, kind of switch this up a bit, right? This kind of shows us the same thing, right? Yep, it sure does. Okay, cool. The balance, right? This is the balance here. 50K, 49K, 50K, 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 51, 52, 53, 53, 52, 53, 54, 55, right? Um, I mean, this is just all the same thing. So, this is just what it is, right? This was my curve. All right, so here's the drawdown percentage. My max drawdown was 1.03%. 1% that account seen the lowest type of drawdown was 1%. And I was still in profit on this day. Okay. This was this day. Right. I was still up 5% and I dropped down 1%. All right. So like I said, 10.05% return on the account. 61,000 pips, but we know that we do points with a NASDAQ. It says here that I was 66% profitable in my wins. Let's get into some of these stats down here. Okay. So took 18 trades. All right. I was won 12 out of 18 trades. And that was which was 67%, lost 6 out of 18 trades, which was 33%. So overall profitable. The pips again, the average win about a little over 1%. Average loss a little over 0.5%. Okay. Won 85% of my losses. Won 54% of the shorts. And my percentage on my shorts could have been a lot higher, but it's just 2 of my entries were a little early. So we know if we're 6 of 11, but if we go 8 of 11, that would have been 72%, right? Best trade was on the 22nd, 1600, which was a little over 3%. Worst trade was that negative 1% or 1.03% or whatever that is, right? These are the pips, but again, we don't calculate pips because we trade the NASDAQ, or I trade the NASDAQ. Average time in the trade is about 22 minutes. Okay. Here we get into the same stats as FTMO shows. Profit factor greater than 1, so that shows profitable. Don't know what Z-score is, but and I don't really know what all that other stuff is either. The summary, right? Took 7 longs, 11 shorts. Okay, this is the profit in both of them. Made more money on the shorts, even though my percentage was technically lower on the shorts. Right? Total of 18 trades. Total profit percentage. All right, this is the hourly. Okay, so 11 trades. Right? The winners and losers. The daily winners and losers. Risk of ruin. I guess this is really good because this is all less than 0.01%. Which would require 178 consecutive losing trades. No way in possible hell that I would lose consecutive. I mean, I would have to lose 18, or minimum is 18 consecutive losing trades. In the whole time that I had this account, I only lost technically 2 consecutive trades, and that's, I mean, anyway, that's neither here nor there. We went over my longest trade, which was an hour. It was like an hour and 20 seconds or something like that. Yeah, not many long trades here. Then my next longest was 55 minutes, and one of my highest wins, which was just 3% win, took 26 minutes. Okay, so that's all in that one, right? So let's go into, I have no open trades, but here's the history here. We can definitely look at that. Um, Symbols all the same, right? Lots are different because stop losses was different. All right, but you see here, all right, a little less than 1%. Here, 0.5% loss, a little less than 0.5% loss. Here took total 3 minutes, right? That 3.14% gain here, -1% here, 2% there, -1% here. This was the largest loss for 23 minutes. This was basically that break-even trade here. 1%, 0.25%, 2%, 2%, 0.5%, break even, 0.25%, break even, 0.5%, 0.5%, 0.25%, right? And so this is what that is. I don't know. We have no exposure. So, but then if we click on month of March, because that's all that I traded was what 3 weeks. Only pair, right? Only pair. And then this is the um average holding time. For my longs, I was holding for about 23 minutes. And for my shorts, I was holding about 22 minutes. Right? So about average about a little less than 30 minutes. Okay. But this is the account, the statistics for the account, like to show you, hey, yep, this is what it is right here. And now we are on to the um we are now on to the what's it called, verification page. Okay. Oh, I don't think I click on the general tab. This just shows you what it is and what it ain't, right? It is a demo because it is a challenge. Okay, so let's get that straight. All right. But let's head over to TradingView. All right, so we're on TradingView right now. And so now we're going to shift gears into day one of the verification phase. All right, so let's get into it. So with the NASDAQ, S&P, and 30 are all doing different things. NASDAQ is overall strong. 30 is weak, and SPX is consolidating. Okay, so they're all literally doing all three phases of the market, which is crazy, by the way. But with that being said, we have divergence. We still got our divergence, right? NASDAQ making a higher high. I like the consolidation that NASDAQ is giving us here. Let me hide all the drawings. I like the consolidation that NASDAQ is giving us here, okay? Because I do think that the market will now fold over, okay? And then the fact that 30 is playing around in this area. Now, 30 playing around in this area could do a couple things, right? On the weekly, it could buy up here from the weekly. The monthly, I mean, we got 3 more days left in this month, but it is what it is. And then the daily, it looked like it could continue up, take out some of this liquidity up here, right? Um, that's what I see. And then SPX is just consolidating like a mug. I don't know how people trade SPX, to be honest with you. Just being real. But anyway, so on the NASDAQ, okay, I came in and thinking retracements into at least this fair value gap here on the daily. Okay. And this is technically a breaker if you want to think about it. Right? We'll go with that. Okay. Still got some of that drawings from here. We still got these lows and we got these lows here. I mean, we got a lot of things on the downside that we can target. We've already hit our target on the upside within our 20, 40, 60 days look back. But within our 20-day look back, we got a lot of liquidity down here. So I do think that we can definitely dip down into here before we continue in any type of higher price. Okay, so with that being said, I did definitely get into the market. I really didn't have a bias getting into the market until the market showed me what it really wanted to do. Okay, so what did price do? Okay. Well, I was relying heavily on S&P and the Dow Jones today. Okay. This was the chart that I screenshotted. This is in my Notion and also in my FTMO trading journal that they have. I just make sure I document it everywhere. But this is what I took, right? So S&P, as you see, this is all these charts are 3-minute charts, all right? But as you see, S&P and the Dow traded a lot lower, was a lot heavier coming down than the Nasdaq was, right? Nasdaq was a lot stronger. There was no divergence because all of them made higher lows. All of them made higher lows, but for some reason, Nasdaq and SPX um went into deeper discount and wasn't looking to go premium. Okay, so I off the strength of that, I entered into this fair value gap on the 3-minute, entered a sell here. Okay, and because I marked up this breaker, low, high, lower low on SPX, and was thinking if price was to turn around, if price Nasdaq was to buy, SPX would buy here too. But because this 3-minute candle literally smashed right through, I wanted the breaker to provide resistance and continue lower. And then 30 was just, another type of confirmation that I had for the downside. So if we look back here on SPX, right, this was the breaker that I had marked up. Okay, and we can even look at it on a 1-minute real quick, which was over here. Okay, low, high, lower, low. I had this breaker marked off, but as you see, it came, bounced up a little bit, then came right back down, and I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, SPX is not buying. If anything, it's definitely selling. Okay, and then 30 was definitely backing it up too, right? So I was just like, when I went back over to the Nasdaq, and I was just like, okay, well, we gonna get in to sell. All right. And then also another confirmation was when ICT tweeted something about sell side on SPX at this low here, right? Which was, if we look at ES and get ES's low, which was 4018. I believe he tweeted 4018 sell side liquidity, right? First of all, he called to buy first. He did. And then he said, okay, now sell side 4018. So let's go back to ESPX because this is the chart that I trade because that's the chart that looks closer to FTMO's chart. So I was just like, okay, bet. Like I was basically off the 3-minute today. Um, and we was just doing it big on the 3-minute. And it was very choppy in the beginning, right? Um, here very choppy, 30, very choppy here at the beginning. But as you can see, we did get some movement, some momentum here once we started playing around. I don't know what price was waiting on. I will say we did diverge, right? We did diverge from these lows here. NASDAQ made a higher low here, okay? But 30 made a lower low, see? And so did SPX, lower low, right? Um, right? So I was just like, hey man, like, I really don't want to see a divergence right here because if this is the case, price is going to continue higher. But for some reason, what I did was I still had my chart on the view of this view here. I still have my chart and I was just watching price. I was just watching price and I was watching US 30 and SPX stay heavy. So I was just like, okay, well, if they're still heavy and they took this low again, I was just like, okay, NASDAQ is just falling behind, right? So, I usually go for a 1 to 2. right? That's what I usually go for. And if we was to look at it, right, a 1 to 2 is in this wick right here. Well, really before, right? 1 to 2 is like here in this fair value gap almost, right? But I was like, man, SPS and 30 took this low. Like, why would I just stop for 1 2 here? So I went for the low. Um, and then after we retraced, this was nothing but a re-entry, right? A re-entry on the breaker. Let's look at it. I'm sorry, not the breaker, but this was a re-entry somewhere. Was it the 5 minute? Yeah, could call it 5 minute or whatever, right? Breakdown. Um, but this was Nasdaq breaker low, high, low, higher, high, right? And so this consolidation here was a re-entry on the breaker, right? Because it didn't go no higher than the bodies of the wicks basically, and then just sold back off. I did think about putting another entry in right here, but I didn't want to be greedy. I did think about putting another entry on right here. Once I seen that US 30 and SPX was staying heavy, I did think about putting another entry on, but I was just like, hey man, first trade of the verification account. I don't want to get no type of greedy, even though I was only risking 0.5%. So I just didn't want to, risk it. So made a cool 1 to 3 today. As you see, price did much, much more. And I didn't have my standard deviations on. So if I would have went from this to this, right, and put on the standard deviation, we would have seen that this -2 here, right? Or is it, hold on. Yeah, I didn't do it right. So from this low and that high, right? Them two candles. Look at this -2, man. At this low, I'm telling you, this -2 is so freaking deadly. If I would have went to the -2, man, that was my 5. No, that wouldn't have been 5%. It would have been 5% if I would have risked a whole 1%. But because I only risked a 0.5%, that was only 2.5% that I would have made right here. So I mean, hey, I'll take 2.5%. But you know what? I almost got 2%. I got 1.7%. So I'll take that. I'll take that. I'm not ashamed at all. None of that. You know what I'm saying? So but anyway, beautiful trade. Definitely documented it. I'm about to go through now and actually basically type up what I just explained in my training journal. And I plan to be done with this 5% this week. Um, it's because if we want to look at the news, right, we can pull up some news for the week. Okay, today through Friday. Tomorrow we got 10 a.m. news. Wednesday 10 a.m. news. Thursday 8:30 and then 3:45 news. Friday 9:45 and 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. So definitely not going to be in the market no 10 p.m. But I don't know if that's a typo or not. But it could be 10 p.m. I don't know. We don't know. But yeah, this was the trade for today. Hey man, I'm happy with it. Oh, and I can show y'all the finished screenshot that I took. So this is a screenshot that I took here, right? We see price hitting my target, which was the low right here. And as you see, SPX and 30 just stayed heavy, even through all this up action right here. I wish I would have got this with Nasdaq chart being on the 1 minute along with US 30 and SPX, but you get the picture, right? This wick here and this wick here is this wick here. Okay. Then after that, it just went up, right? Went up slightly and then just folded right on over. And so if 30 and SPX would have taken this high here, I probably would have closed it. But because these retracement here just went deeper into this candle, this order block, this breaker, if you will, right, order block, and just rolled right on over, I was very comfortable with holding a trade here. Okay. So that's what it was for today. Something really, really slight. Um, very, very proud of myself. And we plan to keep this train rolling, right? This is what I'm trying to do for a living. So I'm really, really serious about it, and I'm really excited, and I'm focused. Okay. So with that being said, we'll see what price does tomorrow. I definitely do think that we're going to have a nice sell day tomorrow. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Because we came and filled all of the gaps here. So I don't see us returning higher. I just now see us taking out this liquidity, equal lows here, low here, lows here, low, low. Like I just see all this liquidity being taken out. All right, so that's what I'm looking for the week. Kind of also my market um forecast, if you will. You want to throw that in there for the video with extra free of charge. But anyway, I'm gone. I'm out. I'm missing the end of this basketball games March, so it's madness going on, and I'm missing it doing this recap, but it's worth it because I gotta get this done too. All right. Either way it go, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.